Hola, mon frere, Monsieur. It's good to see you again. Man, so this gonna be a long one today, for real, for real. We're gonna get into some stuff, right? So just follow me on it, sit back, relax, catch a contact, sip some cognac, and let's all watch this money through this laundromat sneak attack. Ah, you like that? I just wrote that. I just came up with that right now. I'm Derek Washington. Haha. So do y'all know the old trope? I got a little bit of information for you. You might not know, but you know how they always the old racial trope like black people and watermelon. And by the way, this video is for ADOS, American descendants of slavery and our allies. This is for you right there. But y'all remember that old racial trope? Freaking that black people love watermelon. Do you know the history behind that? I recently found it out. So of course I'm gonna share it with you so you'll know. But it didn't start from a bad thing. Like this is a prime example of propaganda, lies being spread. So what happened was after slavery, sharecropping, all that was done with, black people, us, we was released, allowed to do what you wanted to do. We didn't have anything, we didn't have any way to make money. Imagine back then, like you can't find a job now. Imagine back then, there was no jobs for you, right? So black people took to what we knew was like farming and stuff, right? So we started growing watermelons, selling the watermelons off the back of the truck. Welp, the money was so good. It was doing such a good thing of influxing or injecting cash into the black community back then that the haters was like, oh, we got to put a stop to this. But like, how do you stop somebody from growing and selling something? You can't physically, you know what I'm saying? So you have to convince them that they don't want to do it, right? Convince the people that they don't want to do it. And then you don't have to worry about it. So they started putting out all this imagery about ravenous black people just devouring watermelon and whatever other nonsense they made up about it. So after a while of, a lot of money and a lot of effort and power being put behind making watermelon something that was shunned away from, something that was embarrassing for our population, we ourselves stopped growing it. We fell for the okie doke. We fell for the okie doke, but spread the message, man. Like a lot of people don't know why some of these racial tropes came about. And as I ask about them, find out about them, I'm definitely going to come back and share with you. So just know that's your little tidbit of knowledge or gem for today, right? Black people and watermelon, it was actually a good, stable economic decision or economic vehicle for us back then. So in order to stop that, they made it seem like it was crazy or something bad. But yeah, I don't know about the chicken though, to be honest. I would think somewhat probably the same thing. I don't know how easy it is to raise and harvest chickens or whatever, but they lay a lot of eggs every day. So I would think you could probably come up, level up pretty easy if you was going to get into chicken farming. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's where that came from as well. But bro, like as I'm getting older, so I'm a Gen Xer and yeah, the best generation ever. Um, I'm like farming. I don't think it's so foreign to black people as like I grew up thinking that there was no black people who farmed. Farming is a bad way of life. It's poverty. It's a lot of hard work for sustenance or substance farming, like where you farm, work all day, and all you really get from it is enough to eat and work again the next day. Subsistence farming, I think it's called. And it was for like white people, right? Midwest, flatlander, like white folks. And I don't know about that anymore. Because one thing we do know, all of us, the veil's being lifted. We're all seeing that everything we've been taught is a lie, meaning it's the literal opposite of the truth. If something in real life is black, they've been teaching us it's white, and vice versa. So every single thing you've ever been taught needs to be reevaluated, which takes me down the road of Terrence Howard. I think that's the light skinned dude, right? From Hustle and Flow. Remember, he was on Joe Rogan retesting all the rules and laws of mathematics, right? And they ridiculed him, bro. They even brought on another guy to help ridicule him. Weird, if you ask me. Like, if somebody's completely wrong about something, do you have to put any effort towards telling people that that person is wrong? No. The proof is in the pudding, right? So why do all that? I don't know. Maybe he was on to something. You know what I'm saying? But everything, including math, in my opinion, needs to be reevaluated, just because the people who we've allowed to be in charge are not truthful people. You know what I mean? And that, man, you know how, like, in all of us, there's this innate guiding principle or set of guiding principles that nobody has to tell you that hurting something or someone is bad. Nobody has to tell you that telling untruths or lies are bad. Doesn't matter what religion you are, if you can read. I don't think any of that needs to be explained to your average human being. Um, so what if there's a person who thinks the opposite of that? They think that lying is a good thing, and lying and hurting people is a good thing. I wonder how that person would do in today's society if they would like shoot right up to the top, you know? Um, just I don't know. I was thinking about that. So today's next topic, gerrymandering. What is it? So I'm gonna look it up so I get the like the literal definition. Let me find my phone. And this is how all my shows are gonna be when we talking. It's not polished, right? I don't have everything already pulled up and all this, because I don't have a freaking a staff, nor do I have the time to go ahead and pull everything up, because thoughts just come and they go. If I spend time trying to put all this stuff together before making the show, I'm going to lose some of the spark. And the spark is what makes life grand, right, my friend? So let's look up gerrymandering and see what that is. Okay, hold on. I had to read a message from my lovely wife. Okay, let's see here. What is gerrymandering? Don't go nowhere if you don't know. All right. It is in the dictionary, Oxford Languages, so you can trust Oxford, right? Old school. I think they was in the 1600s that was built. That's a long time. Anyway, gerrymandering is to manipulate, already off to a freaking bad start, the boundaries of an electoral constituency so as to favor one party or class. So now you know the literal definition of gerrymandering. How does that sit with you? Does that sound like something good? The first word is manipulate. Manipulate is never a good freaking thing, if you ask me. Manipulate, that's like not a good connotation. Manipulate is to like make something fit into something that it would not naturally fall into, forcing something, right? Skewing it in some way. It's not true. It's not truth. Manipulate. It's one of those words, right? You've never heard somebody say, "Oh, I manipulated this or that," and been like, "Oh, high five, you did good." You know what I'm saying? Um, so like, why is that allowed? Why are people pushing for that? We know why they're pushing for it. If you don't know, I'll tell you. So, and remember, I am not a historian, a constitutionalist. I hate history like that. I didn't excel in any of that stuff. All right, I'm not a PhD in freaking constitutional whatever like freaking Obama was, right? Um, but for as far as I remember, I'll explain it to you. But when black people were allowed to vote, we all congregated in places like the north and the cities, and we were voting as a block, which meant you had some say so, you had some power, and the people who were haters had to find a way to stop that legally, legally, right? So they started saying, oh, well, we'll draw these district lines like to make this small town in Texas have as much power as half of Detroit or half of New York or something. It was something along those lines. It was a way to manipulate the power or the gravitas of the people's vote to try to make these desolate, sparse Midwest places have as much power in the political environment as densely populated people that have way more population. Like that right there is freaking crazy. If there's one vote for one person, then that should be it. You shouldn't try to freaking manipulate it to make one person's vote on this side of the country weigh as much as 10 people's vote on another side of the country. There's no real explanation for that, man. So what I'm saying is with everything that's going on now, the veil being lifted, we calling it what it is. Like gerrymandering is a very fancy word for trying to discount some people's vote, period. If that's what you're into, if that's what you believe in, then be a man, stand up, full chested, speak on the microphone, and tell people why you think that should be allowed. Why? Because of it, if you boil it down to it, that vote is a life. So, in essence, what you're saying is these people's lives are more valuable than these people's lives. And if that's what you think, that's fine. It's nothing wrong with that. But be honest. Tell people who you are so you can find your true followers, right? Don't hide behind this fake math, these fake laws you're making. Call it what it is, man. Let the people see your true intentions. Maybe you'll get a whole bunch of followers. Maybe everybody thinks just like you and they'll band together and support you in your endeavors. So just go for it, right? So today I've got something super dope. I wish I could zoom this camera out a little bit. Let me see. Uh-oh, that took me away. Took me away again. I don't know that I can, but it's all right. Anyway, I got something very, 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 very special for you today. Just because you're my friend, I'm about to put you on. Today's creator spotlight is, let's see how I can do it. Oh no, I'm a snap because I am Derek Washington. You see that? Is that not amazing? I mean, I can't go on enough about how I resonate with this artist. The colors, the design is beyond beautiful. I would say I'm at a loss for words when watching this creator's work. And it's all just as good. It just gets better and better every time I scroll through um, Black Sovereign, Black Sovereignty. Every time I scroll through her TikTok, I'm just freaking amazed and blown away. So if you would do me a favor, ADOS community, please just go follow her on TikTok and repost anything you see on her. 2 or 3 would be even better. Just randomly go through and repost it, because this lady is so talented. She, in my opinion, is an artist that we need to put on a pedestal, help her rise to the tippity top of creation. Because if she didn't have to like work and she could do this as a full-time job, I honestly believe that our society, our community would be better by having her art around. So if you could help me, help her, help us by supporting her by just a follow on TikTok and a repost of 1 to 3 of her things. That's all I wanted to say. And every time I do one of these shows, I'm going to do a creator spotlight. So just remember, I'm out rolling on TikTok looking for something that's beautiful. You know, art is beautiful. Like, art is beautiful. Creation is beautiful. It makes me think. So I've been seeing a lot of stuff recently about ADOS as being 9 ether. I really haven't done any research on that, but I'm going to look right now to see if there's any validity to it. Of course, I do feel like there is. I feel special. You know what I'm saying? I feel locked in, right? So hold on. Let me type something so I don't forget it. If it'll allow me. Yes. Oh man, I done forgot. What was I about to put down? Oh well, it'll come back to me. But anyway, so let's look and see here. Well, I'm gonna move on from that because I've lost my train of thought. I told y'all I'll keep it real. Freaking 48 now. I don't know. Is this what is going on? You start losing your train of thought for stuff. But maybe it wasn't meant to be shared at this time, is how I'll look at it, right? So my next thing I want to talk about, y'all. This one might ruffle some feathers, but with you, I know it won't, because you know what's what. But why does the Vatican have a hidden library? You ever ask yourself that? And more importantly, I'd say, like, how come none of our leaders have made a concerted effort to bring those books to light? They've just, I know from back in the day, oh, the books are so fragile, nobody can go touch them. That's not true. You know, and we could go down there and live stream it page by page. You can take a picture of the thing from across the room without touching it and get perfect, crisp picture so we could read it. But why do you have a whole vault full of hidden books, y'all? I think about it, right? So if there were books down there that proved the existence of all these religious figures, heaven and hell, all this stuff, you as the church, that's your business, is to get butts in them pews, right? So you can get money, so you can move priests around after they get caught. That's your business, right? Wouldn't it behoove you to release those books so you could help strengthen your claim about, you know, gotta come to church every freaking week and give us some of your money, because if you don't, you're gonna go to a bad place, torture, all this fear stuff, fear tactics. If that was your business and you were in charge of it, you're the Pope, you got this whole repository of information from the beginning of time of different accounts that strengthen the stuff you've been preaching. Wouldn't you want everybody to see that? Especially if you saying like, oh, we the only, path to heaven. We the only followers of the one true God. This like our prescription is the right prescription. Y'all need to follow us. I got a whole freaking room of a warehouse full of documents that support that. I'm going to let it be known. So then everybody would convert to my religion. My churches would be full all the time, getting all the money, all the power, right? So, but they're not letting the books out. They're not revealing these books. So it can't be that. It can't be that the books are down there corroborating their claims. So that's out the way. So what's our other option? Is that the books are saying the opposite, maybe, of what they're saying. But if that was true, why not just burn them? Like, they burn books all the time, right? Hidden knowledge, disappear it from history. So if it's saying the opposite of it, why not just destroy them? Out of sight, out of mind. Nobody else would ever know. I mean, if you was the Pope, you in charge of religion on the planet, wouldn't you get rid of some books that countered your claims? I would, right? Being a human. So it's not number one, it's not number two. Third option is, and I just come up with this because I am Derek Washington. What if those books are like same stories, but maybe even different names, like rough drafts? That's probably something I might want to hold on to for just the sake of, memories. But I definitely wouldn't want anybody to come across them, because then you'd see like the same story, but instead of Moses, maybe you called them James or something else. And then people would be like, hey, why are you trying out different names to see which ones resonate? You know what I'm saying? To me, that makes sense. But I know if I was president, I wouldn't even tell nobody. I'll just send my ships and troops right over there, and then I'll just boom, knock on the door like, yo, son, we coming in, we're going down to the basement, we about to take pictures and upload it to the cloud for immediate consumption, every single thing you got down there. Why? Because the truth is not a commodity. It shouldn't be hidden or like gathered and hoarded and kept from some people. The truth should not have value. It shouldn't be something that you can commodify, right? The truth, it should be the base standard. You know what I'm saying? It's like the truth should be like the earth. It's there for everybody to walk upon, to use, to plant, farm, field, whatever you're talking about. But it's for us. The truth belongs to us, not to one institution. The truth belongs to us, the people of earth. So I would make a freaking effort, not an effort. I'd go right over there day one and get that information out there, whatever the information is. Like, we are so past the time of the population being taken aback or surprised or startled by something. We've heard about the aliens, we've heard about secret, S trafficking rings. We've heard about fake wars. We've heard about all of it, bro. The sun still comes up the next day. We still gotta go make money to pay the electric company. Like, nobody's gonna fricking jump off the fricking building or whatever. It's time. It's time for all the truth to be revealed. All of it. We deserve to know everything. Stop hiding stuff from us at under the guise of the population can't handle it. We've shown that to not be true. We've handled a lot and continue to handle things with grace, and maturity. So stop lying to us. Let all the truth out because we deserve to know. So, let's talk about the term ADOS and immigration and stuff like that for a quick second because it's important. The term I am going to go with when referring to my community is ADOS or ADOS. And I'm going to explain to you why I choose to use that term, which ADOS, if you don't know, stands for American Descendants of Slavery, which right there to the point, it's only a select group of us that can claim that title. From now until the end of the day, it doesn't matter who moves over here or how dark they are, what their name is, what kind of food they cook. None of that matters. If you are not an American descendant of slavery, then you don't belong in that group. Why is that important to start differentiating ourselves from the other brown people that are coming over here? Because unfortunately, those people do not share our culture, our values, or our wishes. In some cases, they want the direct opposite for us. They want to, I don't know, do us worse than anybody has ever tried to do us before. They come over here, they are masquerading as black people, and they're doing detriment to our societal unity. We do not really have a voice or any political power. And I'll get on to that next time. I mean, in a second, if I can remember. Let me put that down right now. Okay, got it. But they're coming over here and acting crazy, doing wild stuff, no respect for us, which is a bad thing. If I was president, right there on the entrance exam or your application to be a United States citizen, an American citizen, one of the top 3 questions would be write an essay on what you think about ADOS, black people. And from that, if you don't have a respect, if you're not in awe, if you look down on that community, on our community, you're not allowed to come in. Period. No matter where you came from. Because I know I'm speaking to the preaching to the chorus right now, or preaching to the choir, but the black people over here, us, and the white people over here are America. Through good or bad, America is our story. Period. America is us, ADOS and white people. And I wish there was a better name for white people. I'm just going to refer to them as American whites because there's a gang of, other people moving over here and they all claim default that they're white, but they're not. The white people that was born and bred here and been through everything, hand by hand, neck and neck with us, had to learn how to forgive each other, love each other, tolerate each other, work together. That's history that we have. So America is nobody else but us. Yeah, for my Native American people, my what I like to refer to as First Nation people, I respect you guys, and the only reason I don't include you in this stuff is because in my opinion y'all are not a part of America. Hear me out. Y'all were here on the land before this institution or corporation of America was even, you know, born or whatever. Y'all predate America. Y'all are the OGs of this land. Y'all, to me, to say that y'all have anything to do with America or put you under that kind of devalues who I think you are. You know, you guys are the stewards of this land, right? How's that? This is y'all's land, right? That's another thing I'd do if I became president. First thing is let's fix the people we've wronged. And the first people we've wronged was the First Nation. So I'd go and remove Stonehenge, because from what I understand, that was some sacred real estate to them. They've tried to pay them like $1 billion, and the people have turned the money down because they don't want the money. They just want their place back. Move those foreheads somewhere, grind them down, refix them, make them look as natural as possible. Move it, make a digital rendition of the whatever. Like, who cares, bro? Who cares? We got them same people's money, name on all the money and institutions and statues, whatever, bro. Like, they just human beings, right? They did the best that they could at the time, and since they didn't have too much competition, that they rose to the top. They're not great people. They're not freaking Jesus. They're just human beings. They don't need to be immortalized from here until eternity. They did okay. They did the best that they could with the tools that they have, just like any of us would have done if we were in that position. So that, give them people their land back, ask them where they want to go, because all their reservations are out in some um, arid desert land where you can't even grow nothing. That's where they got them all cooped up at. Let them get first pick. Wherever y'all want, the most luscious land we got, that's y'all's. We're gonna put all our money and all our resources to helping y'all build y'all's community the way you want it to look. Y'all want to be riding on horseback and stuff? We're going to give you all the horses, the best breeds we can. We're going to return every bit of knowledge that we took from you, all your treasures and art and all that. We're going to give it back to you because you deserve to have your culture. Okay? That's the first thing. We need a process of healing for our nation, and the only way that's going to start is if we start at step one, which is the First Nations people. Okay, we're not even going to get into all the atrocities and everything that happened to them. We were all immature as a people back then. We are growing together. This is everybody's, first time in this life, this set of life circumstances, and we're learning together. We're getting better. We're maturing together as a community, as humans. So that's what I would do with that. And that brings me to another point. I have been seeing a lot of people saying Pretendians, a lot of ADOS people saying Pretendians, and coming after the First Nation people. And I'm going to share something with y'all that I hope you really, really take to heart. Where to start is so much to share, but it's very important. So black people, ADOS. To me, we're the oldest race, not just genetically or physically, but like soul. Age of soul. We're the stewards of this planet. Who else embodies the frickin' compassion, forgiveness, creation? Who else embodies that? Nobody. We do, right? with great power comes great responsibility. To me, we're royalty. Royalty. And royalty, true royalty, has almost all been wiped from existence, but true royalty, a king or a queen would go to bed hungry and give the last food in the storehouse to their subjects. They would be the first horse or the lead in battle because they cared more about their people than they did about themselves. That is true royalty. And grace is you want your offspring to succeed even if you don't. It's not an easy concept. It's selfless. It's heavy. It's very heavy. But thinking back about our lives here as ADOS, isn't that what we've embodied? Like, even when we've had the opportunity to take out our enemies, we have showed them compassion, and it's innate. No one has to teach that to you. It's in your DNA. Oh, I was going to look up that 9 ether thing. We'll get on to that next. I got it. See how it comes back around if it's meant to be shared? But true royalty, that's us, ADOS, true royalty of this planet. It's our mission, it's our job, it's the task that we have decided to take on when we became incarnated in this bloodline, is to protect and help raise and nurture everybody else on this planet who is our offspring. We are the great grandfathers of every other race on this planet. It's our job to nurture them, period. So let's say that these Native Americans, are not the actual Indians and that we were over here first. They don't have any other culture. I don't know where the theory that these Indians, what we call Indians, are Pretendians. I don't know where the theory says that they actually originated from, but wherever that is, whatever ties they've had have been erased. They've been told that they're natives to this land, so they do not have another culture to learn about. This is all they know. So I ask you, as an ADOS member, being of royal bloodline, grace, would you want to move a whole group of people into not knowing their history, just how it has happened to us? Would you wish that upon another group of people, for them to be untethered from their heritage, the only heritage they know from their ancestral lineage? Would you wish that upon a group of people as an actual ADOS? Royal bloodline? I wouldn't. I wouldn't, my friend. So don't stop calling them people Pretendians. Stop picking on them, bro. They've been through enough, man. They've been through some bad stuff, and they still going through it in 2025. If you don't know, go look up all the ladies that get SA'd on their reservations, and nobody ever gets in trouble on it because it falls under a different jurisdiction, some technicality, you know. So they preying on these people, and nobody's doing anything about it. I bet you they're not even allowed to own but so many guns because of the, like, covenants of the reservation or some other technology. So leave them people alone, man. Show them compassion. Show them warmth. They need our support. Now, if and I do believe that, yeah, there are some Native American tribes, some First Nations that look like me and you that were otherwise known as black people. I fully believe that. So like follow me on this journey, mon frere and monsieur. The only racial uh image that I think First Nation people look like, cause I'm pretty good at looking at someone and being able to pick out, at least down to 25% of where their lineage comes from. French people look different than German people. Japanese look different than Korean. Like, I pride myself on that because I never wanted to run up on somebody and try to ask them what language they speak or something like that and offend them in some way. So I took it pretty serious to try to learn the differences, right? But to me, the First Nation people, they look like the Taino Indians, which I'm not an expert on this, but the most I know is like the Taino Indians, I believe, more somehow the Aztecs, right? Like just think of the ladies you see on the lowrider cars, airbrushed. I think those are Taino Indians, and then also Puerto Rico, I think, are Taino Indians. That to me is the only people that like look like Native Americans. Native Americans don't look like they come from Mongolia. They don't look like they come from the Caucasus Mountains, Korea, none of these places, Africa. They look different. They only look like these Taino Indians to me. So it could be that that's where they came from. But the Olmecs down in Mexico. Now, Mexico been full of Mexicans since the beginning, right? But you got these big statues of the Olmecs down there. And if you haven't seen them, I'll try to put one on screen. Snap. There it is, because I'm Derek Washington. That's what the Olmecs look like. So those were down there in Mexico. Now, that's a black person, African even, if you want to say. What? So it's possible that, yeah, we was down there, we was up here. Taino Indians was down there, they was up here. So let's not rob their culture from them. That's all they have, y'all. So stop freaking fighting with the First Nation and support them. I follow a couple of them on TikTok, and let me tell you something. Some of the stuff that they make is so fire. There's this one lady who makes like these beaded type shirts or skirts. I guess it's a shirt. Fire, fire. And then there's another group who makes these full hoodie suit, like a tracksuit or sweatsuit, super thick material, very vibrant things sewed on there. You can just look at it and tell the quality. It's not astronomical prices. I'd say under $200 for the top and the bottom, and I'm telling you, well worth it. Soon as I get some money, I'm supporting them. And if you're a fan of mine, if you down with me, then please support them too, man. Even if you don't have money, just find them. Like find TikTok, their powwows, their gatherings, their music. Support them. Give them a repost. Give them some comments. It costs nothing. If you're a really ADOS, you have royal blood. This should not be hard for you to do because innately you want everybody on this planet to be happy. You see, period. So there's that. Now the 9 ether, let's get into that. Let's see if that's true. Let's see. We're gonna ask freaking the internet, Google, and see what it says first. So 9 ether. So 9 ether has different meanings, but primarily refers to a concept from the Nuwaubian nation and related Afrocentric spiritual traditions. I want to know if there's any science behind it because I've been told that we have 9 strands of DNA where all other humans have 6, something like that. let's look up non-ether DNA. Let's see. Non-ether DNA is a term, not mainstream science, referring to the idea that melanated people possess a spiritual DNA connected to the divine, symbolized by the spiral pattern of tightly coiled hair and the number 9 representing divine completion. I'm going to have to do a deep dive into that and like spend some time looking into that, because just because it's on Google don't mean it's true. That stuff's curated. We know that. I hope you know that. But I think that's an interesting concept. I feel that it could be true. I definitely do. You know. Um, so let's see, is there anything else we want to talk about today? I think I've covered everything for now. But remember, um, oh, well, quickly, I can go into today's sponsor. I'm Derek Washington. I created this. So I'm just a human being. I did actually create this coin. It's on the Solana blockchain. And I can tell you about the Solana blockchain real quick. Solana blockchain. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, nice. Solana has smart contract functionality. So that's awesome. So Solana is a blockchain platform, uses proof of history technology to improve speed without sacrificing security. So it's a stable blockchain. It's been around for a minute, and I've been involved in cryptocurrency since not the very, very beginning, but mm, when Bitcoin was like a couple $100. I've been in it since then, since Litecoin popped out. I've been in it since that wave. And Solana is not a fly by night blockchain. So anyway, I've created this coin, HRC. That's today's sponsor, Heritage Reserve Coin. Hear me out on this. So we don't have any political power because we don't have enough money to buy a lobbyist to go lobby politicians to do things we want to do. And a great example of that is reparations. Just the bill to study reparations, to study, can you track down all the ADOS people? Just that part didn't even pass. They've tried to get it passed a lot of times and it keeps getting shot down. They don't even want to study anything to do with ADOS or ADOS. That's crazy, right? Not saying, hey, we want the money right now, nothing. First step is, can you even track down and quantify the amount of people that would be owed money, land, free education, whatever? They won't even start it. Why can't we get that passed? Because we don't have enough money to buy a lobbyist to get it passed, to do what he does, right? To bribe a politician to do what we want him to do, just like everybody else. We don't have the money. You don't have money, you don't have power. And the worst, I'm not going to say the worst part, but a fact is, it's not that we don't make money. We make a ton of money, a ton. ADOS community spent, I believe, 1.3, was it trillion? Let me look that up. It's crazy, bro. And I always have to relook it up because I can never, like, the amount of money that we earn and spend in a given year is so crazy that I always feel like I'm misquoting. So let's see. How much money does the American Black community spend annually? Let's see what it says. Yeah. So ADOS spends an estimated 1.8 trillion with a T to 1.98 trillion from the year 2024 to 2025. Now, at 2019, that amount was 835 billion. So you see the growth there. So there's not a problem with us making money. The problem is we spend the money outside our community, which then that's your power. If money is power, you give it away, you don't have the power anymore, right? That's the issue. All the other communities make the money, they keep the money, the majority of it in their community, so they have political power because they've got this lump sum of money in the savings that they can threaten people with, if you will, right? We're going to use this money to primary you. We're going to use this money to do whatever, right? So that's what we need. And we've got the money, but it's leaving the community. Everybody knows that. That's not a new thing. So how do we fix it? I created the coin, HRC. It is our heritage reserve coin, right? It's available on moonshot.com. Moonshot is an app that's connected with MoonPay. They're not going anywhere. They facilitate the buying, selling, and transfer of my coin, HRC, of our coin. So right now you might have missed Bitcoin. You might have missed all the other big money runs. This is your chance right here. The coin is worth a fraction of 1 penny. So $5 at this moment in time will get you over 1 million HRC coins. What's going to happen is, as more people start to purchase HRC coin, the value is going to skyrocket, right? So when you buy some, you holding it, you help promote it to get other people to buy it, your value is going to go up, go up, go up, and it's going to mirror Bitcoin, if not surpass Bitcoin. Because keep in mind, the amount of money that we're trying to convert from fiat USD currency into HRC right now is $1.98 trillion per year. So if we move that money onto this blockchain, which nobody owns, mind you, is decentralized, they can't shut it down, right? We have power. Now this is the icing on the cake. This is the icing on the cake. What we're going to do with that coin is one thing. You're only going to spend HRC coin with other ADOS people, ADOS businesses, ADOS people. When it comes time to settle up between you two, you're going to use HRC. That's going to keep it in our community, period. We're going to keep the money in our community. When you can, when it's possible to keep it in your community, you trying to do a ADOS plumber, ADOS hair care place, ADOS car wash, ADOS restaurant, you using HRC to pay them, that's going to keep that money in our community. And how is that going to be like freaking guardrailed? Because people not in the ADOS community most likely are not going to accept HRC. So you're going to use your fiat, your Visa, your MasterCard to pay them outside the community. But people in the community, we're going to all accept HRC. So for our goods and services being transacted amongst us, we're going to use this coin to pay each other. That is going to keep the money in the community. The more we buy it, more we transact it, the more the value is going to go up. And then just like that, we're going to have a freaking dog in the fight. We're going to have a lot of money in our community. We can buy us a lobbyist and we can say, hey, we want step one to be done. We need all the records released so we can find out our bloodline, where we came from, who else is ADOS. Because we need, if nothing else, we need certifications, badges, and identification to stronghold our identity separate from anybody else who may arrive over here willingly, because they are not like us, and we need to get that going now. So if you are a business, go download the Moonshot app, type in HRC. It's on my Twitter. Just look up Heritage Reserve Coin. The link is right there on the Twitter. If you on Twitter, or you just go to the Google Play Store, go get the Moonshot app, and then go search for HRC coin. Buy you $5 worth or $20 worth. And then tell everybody about it. When you go to the barbershop, tell them about it. Like, yo, start accepting HRC. Okay, I'm gonna make more and more promotional material. I'm gonna have the little nice placards. I'm gonna go hard. Like, what I do is I start businesses. I love it, right? I love starting businesses, and this is one I think that can benefit our community, because we need to be respected on this planet. We need to be respected on this planet, and people only respect power. Power only comes from money. Period. That's it. So we need to keep our money amongst ourselves. Even a fraction of it will show a great increase in our power, right? Accumulation of power here in our country. So, if you're an ally, you can do great work by buying some HRC. Telling other allies to buy some HRC. You can be a standard level ally and just buy some HRC, keep it, repost anything that you see promoting Heritage Reserve Coin, or you can be a super platinum ally, which means you will buy HRC and you will find ADOS people and you will just give that HRC coin to them. See how you're helping? That's heavy. That's an ally. Can you help? Yes, you can. Is there room for you? Yes, there is. Because liking your race, wanting your race to succeed, does not mean that you have to hate another race. So if you like and you cherish being black, you cherish being an ADOS, you really feel this royal bloodline and all the responsibilities that go along with it. You were born with innate grace. In my opinion, grace is not something that can be bought, sold, or taught. It's in you. If you're an ADOS member, you don't freaking hate any race. They're our great grandchildren. You should love them accordingly. So, that's the truth, y'all. That's the truth. But y'all, that's it for today. So now I'm going to stop this recording. I gotta do a bunch of post-production because being Derek Washington is not easy. And he's definitely my spirit animal. He should be your spirit animal. Go Google Derek Washington, find him on TikTok, like and heart all his stuff, repost it. That gentleman deserves to be big up. So go help him out. Do not forget the best digital creator of our time, our digital spotlight, Black Sovereignty. She deserves your your help. So go help her get widely known, because her brain, bro, the stuff she's creating is beautiful. But it was good seeing y'all, and I'll definitely see y'all again next time. And as we sign out every episode, Godspeed.